Hi, I'm Liz Holden. I teach in the engineering physics department here at UW-Platteville, and I'm also one of the instructors for this course that we're going to tell you about today, the History of Science and Technology in Europe. It's a short-term study abroad program, and it is History 3890.
And hello, I'm Adam Stanley. I'm the other instructor for the course, and I teach in the history department. And what we want to talk with you about today for a few minutes is specifically the program that we're planning to run in the in the summer of 2022, following the spring semester. And as you can see on the screen near the top, we're traveling to lots of different places. We're going to spend most of our time in the Netherlands, including a great deal of time in Amsterdam, but we'll be visiting some other cities in the Netherlands as well. But we're also going to take several day trips, including to other countries, since they're close enough by that we can reach them pretty easily and quickly. So we'll be taking a day trip to Cologne, Germany, to Antwerp, Belgium. We're taking a second day trip to a different city in Germany as well. So we've got lots of cool things planned and lots of different places for you to see.
As you can see there, it's a 16-day trip, so a little over 2 weeks, nice chunk of time. Um, it says late May, early June 2022. What we really mean is we will leave basically as soon as finals week is over for the spring semester. And that way we get you back in very early June so that if you have other summer plans, another course you're taking, or a job or internship or co-op, you're back in time to do that as well, so it won't conflict. And this is a 3-credit history course, and it double counts for your gen eds. It counts for both the historical perspective gen ed and the international education gen ed. And we wanted to preview just a couple of the things that we're going to be doing on the trip. It is just these are just one or two or three of very many things we're doing. There's a whole big variety, and we'd love to talk about more of them. But just to highlight a couple, we're going to be going to the Bosch Brewery in Maastricht in Amsterdam, where we're going. They're brewing beer in the style that they've been brewing it since the early 1800s, and we're going to talk about both the science and the history of beer making at this historic brewery.
Another thing we'll do, and you can actually see a picture on the screen of a program we did previously that also involved the same experience. What we've listed on the slide is viewing the night sky through replicas of Galileo's telescopes, and so you can see those students on the screen holding these very long telescopes. This is a really cool thing that we've been fortunate to be able to set up with connections we've made in the city of Utrecht in the Netherlands, where one of the country's sort of foremost historians of science has actually made exact replicas of Galileo's telescopes, as he likes to say, down to the same glue that as far as we can gather, Galileo used. And so we get a chance to climb to the top on the roof of this observatory and try to use these telescopes and get a sense of how science was done that long ago, and the real challenge of doing science in an era where they didn't have access to to exactly the same types of technologies and instrumentation that we do now. So it's a fun experience, and one that I think is really eye-opening.
Another thing that we get to do that is super awesome is in a tiny town called Franeker in the north of the Netherlands. There is a planetarium that a man named Isa Izinga built in his house in 1783. He was not a scientist by trade. He worked dealt with wool, but he was very interested in science and astronomy. And so he built this planetarium, and it's not just scientifically accurate, although it really is. It's also a work of art. He built it into the ceiling of his main floor of his house, and then we'll get to see that, and we'll get to see that it still runs accurately today, despite having been running since 1783. And then we get to go up above it and see all of the gears and the pendulum that drives it, and see how he built it. And it's really an impressive piece of work. It is, as we see there, the oldest continuously running planetarium in the world. He left detailed instructions for how to keep it running, what to do during a leap year, how to change dates, how to handle everything, because it doesn't just show you the position of the planets, it also shows you what time does the sun rise and set, when does the moon rise and set. It gives all sorts of information that is still exactly accurate today. And as I said, just stunningly beautiful, just a work of art. And those are just a couple of the things that we are doing. We have so many more cool things like that where we have connections we've built and where we get to do things that are hands-on, behind the scenes, things you wouldn't see as a typical tourist, that are absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, and with that in mind, there's really something for everyone on this program. It's open to any majors. You don't have to be in history. You don't have to be in the sciences. It is very much designed to be something that no matter what you're studying or what your interests are, there's going to be things that we learn about and that we do, that we think you'll find engaging. And even if there's something that isn't related to your field of study, like the planetarium Liz was just talking about, it's something that's fascinating to see regardless, and to learn about. And so if you're interested just in maybe getting more information or getting updates from us as time goes on, you can get on our info list. You can see our names and emails are here on the screen. You can also get in touch with Ed Abroad as well, and they can get you in touch with us. But we'd be happy to put you on our interested students list so that we'll update you when we have news to report. We'll have an info session in the fall semester of 2021 where we'll talk a lot more about what we're going to be doing and about how the course works and that sort of stuff. And so we'd give you updates and let you know when and where that's going to be so you can attend if you like. And we'll also let you know about things like the application process, that sort of thing. So so let us know, and we'll be happy to add you to our list to kind of keep you in the loop on what's going on with our class as we look ahead.
And then as you can see there at the bottom, this is the piece that of course everybody is wondering about right up front is how much does this cost? We're quoting a price of $39.50 right now. That is tentative. I will say that is the most any one of our trips have ever cost. And we have been running these short-term study abroad programs since 2012, every summer except obviously last summer. And so we have a lot of experience with budgeting for these things. It has never cost us more than that. It may end up costing us less, but we do have to say that that's tentative right now, just because it's sort of far out and everything is in flux, with travel and with everything in the world. That $39.50, although it is sort of a big sounding number, it does cover a ton of things, including all your university fees. There's no additional 3 credits of tuition you have to pay for on top of this or anything. It covers your airfare, your train fare, because we'll be taking their wonderful high-speed train system quite a bit. It also covers your public transportation around the cities that we're in. So for example, Amsterdam has a great tram system, and you'll get a public transit pass that you can use not just when we're doing official things with the class, but also in your free time. Covers all the hotels, all your admissions to all the different wonderful places that we go, all of your breakfasts, and I happen to know one really fantastic lunch in a very special place. The only things that aren't included then are the remaining meals. There is a $75 application fee from Education Abroad, and then if you don't already have your passport, you will have to get that. That's an additional cost. And then any souvenirs you want to buy. Otherwise, it is all covered. You pay it up front. So then things go really smoothly for you when you're over there. We're just going, here's your ticket. We've handled everything. So yeah, if you have any questions about any of the stuff we're saying, want to learn more about it, like Adam said, just shoot either one of us an email and we will get that information to you.